Okay, no, we'll just take that part out.
Okay. Hey YouTube, this is the Reverse Demon here. We're coming at you with our first debate video, or our first real one. This will be our Crossride or Reverse. And thoughts?
Okay, basically, this is how it's going to work. We'll each basically it's gonna last at least 5 minutes. How it's gonna work is that each of us will ask a question about Crossrides or Reverse, and then each of us will voice our opinion. I'm going to ask my question first, then Scott will be the first to answer, then Devin, then me, then Scott will ask a question, and so on down the line.
You know this is going to be more than 5 minutes, right? This will be at least 15.
Yeah.
Wait, so what if I actually don't actually have a question in general? Yeah, I can't actually personally think of a question, so...
Or just like a thought that other people can comment on.
Yeah.
Alright, Kevin, you can start.
Basically, what my question is, say you, your opponent's at 4 damage. You have a Vanguard, and you also have the Crossride and the Reverse in your hand, and based on I don't fucking know. Shit. How about it? Oh.
Deck matters.
It does.
Deck matters in that case.
So, like,
because if you want to put on pressure, you can go cross. Like earlier today when you were playing against Travis, he had the Reverse and the Crossride in his hand for DP. I said go Crossride because they'll put on the pressure. They'll put down pressure with the limit break of having 2 crit, rather than the Reverse, which will only drop you.
Just throwing it out there. Travis is a friend of ours who also plays Vanguard.
If you were with it with our channel a while ago, I'll grab my hair. He's the one whose MLB deck we used.
Devin?
Like he said, yeah, I guess I really just gotta depend on the deck. I mean, like, for certain decks, like, you should go Crossride, but like for newer decks, like only like Reverse. Definitely go Reverse.
Alright, well, I say...
kind of situational.
Yeah, that's just what I was about to say.
Again, it also depends
it's situational more than it is deck-wise, because if the deck has a Reverse and a Crossride, basically the Crossride's going to apply pressure with power, and the Reverse is going to apply pressure with units.
Probably.
Generally. So it's either, do you want to attack for high numbers, or attack with units?
Or kind of like, I play Lukier, and it's kind of like the point of, I will attack with my Vanguard for low numbers by locking my booster, and hit higher rearguard columns, hoping I bank off triggers with my Vanguard if I'm going up against like a 13, rather than with when I played Hellfire, I'm hitting with huge numbers with my Vanguard, and I'm hitting low with my rearguard.
Same type of thing with a Dimensional Police. You can go with Great Dayusha, and he swings for 2 crit and 15k just by himself. And then with a booster, he swings for 23 crit too. Then if you use any abilities to give him plus whatever attack, that swings for high numbers. But when you're going with the Reverse, it brings your opponent's Vanguard's base down to practically 0. Most of the time. Yeah, -10. So that means all of your units are going to hit for higher numbers instead of just your main Vanguard applying all the pressure.
You know, I play Vanguard for Reverse. We don't really have, like, the red characters don't really usually have like a Crossride break Reverse card type deal. But we do have Vermilion. But of course there's Vermilion nowadays, but you know,
Still could.
Yeah, you still could.
You do. You have Dungaree.
Oh, screw Dungaree.
Yeah, Dungaree.
Yeah, screw that guy. But like,
sorry to Dungaree.
Like Steel Dragons, you know, Eradicator or Vowing Sword Reverse.
You might think.
Could it, you know, could just
Red Cup. Red Cup.
Red Solo Cup.
Okay, no, stay on.
Right. But we got you know. Vowing Sword Reverse, you blow up 3 cards, and you gain 10,000 from it. And then you go, no, 2 cards. 2 cards. But if you break ride, well, then just blow up 3 cards, gain 20,000 from it, and you can hit for high numbers while your rear guard themselves hit for lower numbers. But I would personally go rear guard power instead of Vanguard power. For that, you can just put a bit more pressure with your rear guards than you can with your
like how it is with them, they're the cross break rides.
Yeah.
So they're an instant plus, like Ashley.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much an instant
And
work.
another question that I had was decks such as Great Nature that don't necessarily have a Crossride, they have a reverse, versus a deck that just has a Crossride and no reverse yet. Based
Wait,
on
what's that deck?
Like
I don't think actually there's a deck like
Royals,
Royals.
Royals.
Oh, Royals.
Golds.
Golds and Royals.
Golds.
Yeah.
based on which one do you think would be more successful, the one with the reverse or the one with the Crossride?
Probably the one with Crossride.
Because all I'm thinking is that the reverse usually works better when you go off of the Crossride generally, because such as like with Dimension Police, like Scott said, you apply for pressure with Great Dayusha, then you go for reverse to end it off, or that generally works more than just going straight for the reverse, because the reverse
is more late game.
Yeah, it's more late game, and it's still a 10k base, and its effects like aren't as good for mid to
It's not
early
11k
game.
base. It goes up to 13.
Yeah.
The reverse?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It goes
I
to 13.
believe all
'cause
reverses do.
Yeah. Except for
Let's talk about the reverse.
there's a couple. Yeah, the reverse.
Yeah.
It goes up to a 13.
Oh.
It's
It's
a
a Dayusha.
Crossride over Dayusha.
Yeah.
Good hit, Dayusha.
I mean, personally, I think the Crossrides go better because like Great Nature, like I like the deck, I really do. And no offense to all you Great Nature players out there, but I think it needs a lot more oomph to it because like it's sure you can gain power from it.
There's also Bermuda. I just remember that they don't have a reverse.
Yeah, I don't. Do they have Crossride? Yeah, they have Pacifica.
Pacifica.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna compare Great Nature and Bermuda, I still think Bermuda's gonna win by far.
Bermuda's just gonna be like bounce, bounce, bounce. I hit. You're dead.
Well,
I'd go
coming from Bermuda.
personally. I'd
Or-
go with Great Nature, considering I worked with.
Well-
I've worked with Great Nature.
Well,
I've also worked with Great Nature.
depending,
But
if
I've
you
worked-
go Polaris Chatnor,
You can do
you're
it.
gonna kick everything that's
Yeah.
you're gonna draw a shit ton.
Or I mean, you could go like Bison something. I don't know, like Bison something.
But what
Bison himself gains it gives
He's
it
unlimited
gives
counterblast. That's
unlimited.
what he is. That's all
So I
he
mean,
is.
it's like
But
really
what I'm
nice.
seeing it as is, you have your Binoculus, your Binoculus Tigers, then you have your Vanguard, and then you use all of their effects, and then
But
you just jack
You,
up
no,
everything.
but you just gotta remember that even without the reverse, like even to have the reverse and all, you have to
That's
keep
where
up.
Chatnor comes in.
You have to keep up field. Like no matter what, you have to keep up field.
Chatnor.
I know
Stamp
Chatnor,
Otter.
but like if you don't have Chatnor, it's pretty hard to keep up field.
Stamp Otter.
Stamp Otter, the one that can die.
Hamskays.
Yeah.
That's a voice of Catalast.
Chatnor.
I said if you don't have Chatnor.
It's a double rare. It's not that hard to get.
Actually, you'd be surprised. Some doubles are actually pretty hard to get.
It's a great entry breaker. It's not that hard to get. It's also cheap.
Alright, anyways, that's it for my question. We're going to go over to Scott's questions now.
Oh god, I completely lost my question. We got so into this.
I don't have a question.
Yes?
It's kind of in general, kind of like, it's very broad, but in general, like, it's over, what is it better, just like Crossride or Reverse? Because they're pretty much the exact same thing. It's just one involves more of locking and the other doesn't, but usually with the locking you get a bigger benefit out of it.
The way I see it is, it's more personal preference. But for me, I'd say Crossride, based on the fact that, yes, for locking, you do usually get a bigger benefit from it. Usually a bigger bonus to like your Vanguard or rear guards. But I prefer having nothing locked, so then all of my units can boost or attack. And then that just applies more pressure, and taking, like, looking back at our game today, like, he had his Lukier reverse, and he kept locking the unit, his Vanguard's booster, so he would swing for 11 at my Great Dayusha's 13, and all I would do is place a 5, and he'd have to get 2 to hit it, 2 to break through. But, whereas if he had a Crossride, he wouldn't need to lock that unit, and all of his units could fit.
It's not my fault I don't have any Lukier. I'm paying $30 per card.
Yeah, like he said, like a personal reference, not preference, but no personal preference about it. I personally think the bigger the reward, like the bigger the cost, I mean, the bigger the reward. I think reverses are better. I like how like I mean, sure you lock your units, yeah. I mean, you get rid of like lock 1 or 2 units, yeah. But I think the reward is so much greater than Crossrides. I mean, like with Lucky Reverse, lock 1 unit. I don't know how much counterblast 1.
Counterblast 1, lock 1.
Counterblast 1, lock 1. You can call like 3 units or so, and they all 3 gain 5. I mean, that can give you a call.
If you play with the break ride, you counterblast 1, or I don't even know how much you counter. When you attack, counterblast 1, I think.
But whereas where I see it is giving units that +5 is technically the same as your Vanguard keeping its rearguard booster.
Well, I mean, like
yes, keeping its booster because you're locking a unit.
It doesn't have to
you're locking a unit and you're giving something +5. It's technically the same as just keeping its booster.
It doesn't have to be the Vanguard booster though. I mean, like if you wanted to,
but it could also be your rear guard or your rear guard booster.
Well, I mean, like
if you lock a rear guard booster and give the rear guard in front of it +5, it's technically the same as just keeping its.
But like
booster.
how I was doing it was I was banking off triggers for that. Like when we were playing, I was more trigger banking because I had high rear guard columns because I had my 12k attacks out. So I know I'd be hitting you no matter what with my rear guard if you didn't guard.
Like,
so I was kind of trigger banking it. Just like if I hit something, I'm gonna hit for more and more.
Yeah, but trigger banking is kind of low. But like another thing is like Valiant
You do.
Hey man, like you can't, you don't get your 16 triggers in a deck. There's 50.
When I have 11 against a 13, I'm gonna be banking off triggers.
Yeah, I know, but
I would rather be sitting there using my ability, having higher rear guards. When I can be trigger banking and potentially getting my rear guard stronger.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, like, if you get like a single trigger, yeah, but it's gonna be pretty rare to get 2 triggers. So trigger banking isn't a very spectacular thing.
Yeah, I can bank off of getting 2 and win, or I can bank off getting a single one and putting on a rear guard and hitting.
The only trouble with
424.
The only trouble with banking off of your triggers is based on how late it is in the game and how many triggers you've already seen. Because with your deck, you soul charge a lot.
Not really.
Well,
I choose what I soul charge.
Yes, but
unlike my Dark Rag, where I soul charge.
Well, whereas when you're banking off the trigger, say you get a trigger, you're gonna soul charge the unit, put the trigger on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that means if you're banking off the trigger, you won't see it until later in the game.
So aside from like Leo Reverse, we got Balance Reverse, so you can Counterblast 2, then you block 2 Eradicators. And then your opponent then you blow up 2 of your opponent's rear guard.
Break even.
Yeah, the break even.
Break even.
But then also getting the Vanguard itself gains 10,000 power. So I mean, I guess it's a preference.
Well, the thing about
I would go reverse.
It's kind of how I think of that is since you're doing it on your turn, which I mean there's nothing that does that on your opponent's turn. It really doesn't hurt them that bad. It's really it's a -1.
Yeah.
Because they draw. They draw when you're done from it.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
All it is a -1 for your opponent, now that I think about it. Because you're also getting a drive check, which is giving you something for your lock.
Whereas, also kind of between the Crossride and Reverse for Dimension Police, it's kind of either way, they're both evenly good, because with the Reverse, your opponent Vanguard takes -10. So that means all of your units are going to at least hit it no matter what attack they're swinging for, and their opponent's going to have to cough up more shield, whereas when you're using Great Dayusha, your opponent has to be more cautious
about when you get crit.
Because the critical and the
constant crit, yeah.
I think it's actually pretty funny that you got Great Dayusha, and you got Dayusha Reverse, and you have Nuclear and what else?
I have Lugia Reverse, and Venus.
Yeah. Now we're coming. We got Dungry.
And Vermilion.
Vermilion is great. I don't think for Dungry at all. I think Dungry is a very, very.
He's not bad.
He's not bad, but I
just don't like the point of binding.
I think it's too great of a cost.
It's soul charging. That's all it technically is.
Yeah, but
it does what this does. I'm going from the top of my deck.
Yeah, but that gains like a lot from it.
Break ride.
If you break ride, it gains a lot from it. Well, Dungry, only Vanguard gains power.
You'll learn this deck later, I promise.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna have videos featuring it later.
Okay.
But I think Dungry's actually just.
Alright.
I think it's just
Devin, what is your question?
I don't really have one, but I guess like a nice little thing is like. Don't know why. What do you guys think is quite possibly the best clan has the best reverse or crossride?
You're very broad there.
Yeah, I know. I don't have a question.
That's all personal preference.
It is.
Because there can be nothing to decide best clan.
Well,
based on the ones I've seen the most, just for me, I would probably go with Eradicator or Lukier.
Okay, I'm gonna talk current. It's like, okay, we're gonna go reverse. I have to say what's gonna be the most broad and overall, but it really has to go down to Lukier or Amon. Amon is really conditional, though, rather than Lukier is really consistent. If you get it off. But Amon is just like, I can hit 100+ K column if I have exactly right cards. Or there's also the Nubutama and that stuff. But I don't really know what they do as of right now. I mean, I probably should, but I don't.
I think the Numericum reverse is actually...
The Numericum reverse is really good.
Yeah, the card's like amazing.
And then there's also the fact of like, I said Lukier, Bowing Sword, who's still Eradicators in general I consider very conditional because of counterblasting, field presence, and hand. So it's
all personal preference.
Yeah.
Basically, this entire game is personal preference.
Yeah.
Like, really.
When you got like 3 separate like clan, clan users.
But when it comes down to...
It also comes down to your playstyle of what you like.
Playstyle. But it also comes down to, like, how each player feels and constructs their deck. Such as, people go for all out versus people who go for time stall
or you can go Duke
soul
no
charging. Yeah.
Duke no Fear 16 crit.
And it's based on like
what there.
That's the beauty of the game is
no.
whatever you choose, there's a different outcome. So,
I mean,
like you can be going against like today even with me before I even got my Great Dayushas, I was just playing with regular Dayusha. My friend was using Great Dayusha, Travis, and I ended up actually winning with just regular Dayusha because of how I constructed my deck and my playstyle, versus him trying to get his abilities off, whereas I was just worried about getting the 14 and the crit, whereas he was trying to power up too much on his Vanguard, which is one thing you have to look out for with crossrides and reverses, is you don't want to focus too much on your Vanguard.
Oh yeah, because we should probably mention, I mean, we've got a DP play over here. I don't actually really know what his main deck is right now.
I have no idea.
I'm a Narukami player. I brought up, Narukami cards quite a bit. But
yeah, you can kind of tell kind of what we play depending on what we bring up.
Yeah, I used to not really like Narukami.
Okay, I mean, I have to be more broad with this, but there's also the point of like the Aqua Force. There's the Aqua Force reverse and cross rides.
Is Aqua Force reverse?
Yeah, Maelstrom.
That's a reverse?
There's Maelstrom reverse.
Wow, I did not know that.
I didn't either.
That's fucking Hydro Cannon. Where have you guys been?
I haven't seen any of the new episodes since like 149.
I've been sleeping under a rock for like the past 300 years, so I don't know.
I know this from the wiki.
I don't look at that stuff.
Get on Facebook.
No. Screw Facebook.
But any guys, do you guys?
I know.
Anyways, do you guys have any other questions?
I have nothing.
Well, amazingly, I'm gonna ask you, YouTubers who watch this.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at next.
I
think I'm gonna each ask the YouTubers one question.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys in the comments below. Tell us what your favorite clan is. It'd be nice to know, so we can, try to figure out how to talk. Spread the word about different clans.
My question is, like, for debates, we plan like a 3-part episode. Well, 3 parts. I mean, they probably won't be as long as this, because this was kind of like our first real debate.
That's hence why it was so, like, disorganized.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was actually a lot better planned than I thought it would be, truth be told.
But, like, what other things do you want us to debate? I mean, this might not be up for a little bit, so...
Yes, that is a major thing. I already have one more idea, which, if you guys are okay with, would be, basically... power to your Vanguard versus power to your rear guards.
Ooh,
Nothing. I just thought of triggers.
Triggers, yes, trigger lineups.
Because most people like their crits and stuff, but I mean,
yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna
but
say.
But crits aren't everything in this game.
No, I did.
I'm gonna save this, so I'm not gonna bring it up much.
I think another one would be actually I don't know, but like 10Ks compared to 8Ks, like 10K, boosters and
like 8Ks with good abilities versus 10K vanillas.
Yeah.
And the question, or what I want you to do, is I want you guys to say, do you guys believe in crossrides being better?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say that
reverse being
too.
better,
It's
or
like
that's kind of the.
So it's your opinion.
Yeah, so it's your opinion.
Ultimately, this is literally the whole thing about this debate. It's crossride versus reverse. So I mean, your opinion would be a blast.
And something I'd like to add into this is that this channel is going to be way more open to you guys. So
yeah, like
any suggestions you make, we will try to do. Hence why we were making this debate section that we will upload soon.
Preferably in like the next 2 or 3 days, because I'm about to be reminded of it.
Yeah, and I know we've been inactive for a while. We also haven't brought you guys any vlogs like we said we would or anything.
That was kind of my fault. The whole team couldn't meet together because I actually had to participate in track. And
he's a sports type guy.
Yeah, and
we got some bad news. I believe during the, from like June to August.
You won't be here.
We will not be like uploading.
We will be very inactive.
I'll probably be doing some videos if I can. I'll do as much. I mean, well, you won't be able to do much. You'll have fair.
And I'll be in Florida.
I'll try to do as much as I can.
Scott and I will meet as much as possible as we can when we're not at work or
we have to work.
Yeah.
Hey, stop your swears.
And
little kids gonna be watching, man. Sorry, little kids.
And also we also have lives, so that's kind of what we need to do.
We have lives.
But we promise to make as many videos as we can.
And
I know when we do upload, we upload a lot at a time.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 videos.
Yeah, so I mean, we try to keep you guys up to date with things. I mean, okay. Well, we're gonna kind of get off the debate right now. I mean,
we haven't actually been on the debate.
One thing I just want to say that I really can't stress enough is you guys do control this channel. We're doing all the videos and stuff, but we're doing what our viewers want to see. So if you guys have any suggestions, then just give us a shout out or whatever.
Yeah, like we said a lot before. Decks, debates now.
Yeah.
Anything you want to see, we're gonna try to put up. I mean, even if we don't have it, we probably know someone who does.
Yeah.
Cause we don't do much like big tournament wise or anything, but we do go to sneak peeks and we do play around.
Yeah.
And okay.
We go to tournaments as often as we can.
This week, the weekend after next one. If you're in the Des Moines area, Jay's Hobbies and CDs having a sneak peek for the new extra boosters coming out.
Who's the new extra boosters?
We're all going to try to be there.
Kagero and shit.
And if you can come, you guys can just, if you recognize us, remarkably,
just look for. We know most of our subscribers. It's like
here we're gonna
just hit us up. I mean,
look for 2 tall guys and a short guy with long hair.
And
I'm gonna kick
and one thing I'd like to say is we do give you guys a major voice in this channel, but something we don't want to see is based really on these debates is in the comments and on our videos and opinions is no criticism to each other, such as this debate when people are voicing their opinions in the comments or whatever. Try not to do much criticism or whatever.
Constructive criticism is okay.
Also, don't criticize us, because we're kind of new at this.
Because everybody has a personal opinion, so
don't be mean, but you can be constructive.
Like I said, just a couple seconds ago, don't criticize us. We're pretty new at all this new debating and stuff. We're pretty new at it. We're not exactly YouTube fanatics like some of our favorite YouTubers. God, they're awesome.
You like YouTube more than
I know. Anyone. I don't see how
you're addicted to it.
I'm not. Since people are trying to make a video.
Also, I have one more thing I want you guys to comment down. Is in the comments below. Try to put at least one thing you want us to see us do in the future. And also, what I'd like to hear from you guys is what is your play style for this game?
Oh, that's a very.
That'd be another good thing to debate.
I don't know, like different play styles. I don't.
Different play styles.
I don't remember mine. I don't think I actually have one yet. I don't know.
You play Narukami. You're very aggressive.
I like blowing.
You're very aggressive, but you like to stall out. So you're.
I like blowing stuff.
You're very
up.
stally.
Yeah.
This kid's consistent.
Dude, I play Coco.
Yeah.
I'm auto play.
Like
I'm just like.
As you should know, we also play like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff. And Yu-Gi-Oh, I play Ghost Trick, so I'm a giant stall type guy. I stall. Stalling is just I find stalling the funnest in the world.
I'm Crystal Beast player in Yu-Gi-Oh, and I just try to bring out as much as I can as early as I can.
Special shit.
And hit.
And all my decks are special summon.
I
played Chaos Dragons. I play Cybers. I played Six Sam.
But
okay, we're done.
We're done with Yu-Gi-Oh
because we can go on and on for
really, we can talk forever.
Days.
Yeah, well, not really forever.
But yes, please remember to put the answers
in the comments.
Yes, in the comments, and we will see you guys very soon with our next video that we are most likely going to record right now. And we all just want you to know to have a great and fantastic day, and we will see you later.
Also, Vanguard it. Come on.
Yeah.
See you, YouTube.